So Steve Bannon and Elon Musk are waging a little internal MAGA civil war. Imagine that. Two guys that both want Donald Trump's ear are jockeying for different positions.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth.
Well, welcome to the Afternoon Drive, the place where you get my rants, my ravings, my undeniably flawless reasonings. Hey, please like and share this video. It's the only way that we get the word out that we're here. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of the Afternoon Drive. Oh yeah. So the tiff started over the H-1 visas. Now, Laura Loomer decided to declare war on that, as well as Elon Musk and his influence within MAGA. And of course, the former mainstream media, they're not really the mainstream media anymore because they were relegated to irrelevance during this last election cycle, but let's just say the old legacy media, they are salivating over this. The Democrats are having an orgasm over this, that there is an internal fight within MAGA world. What you really got going on here, and I think Patrick Bet-David put it the best. You have MAGA point one versus MAGA point two. In other words, the people that have been part of MAGA since the very beginning, the Steve Bannons, the yours truly, and then the people that within the last 10 months or so came on board. People like Elon Musk. Those who were at one time Democrats, liberal Democrats, and they came onto the MAGA way of thinking. And so there is going to be some ideological differences. But Laura Loomer started to point out that the H-1B visas are nothing but a scam, and Elon Musk got a little bit torqued over that, and therefore he pulled the plug on her on X. Wait a minute, Elon. You were supposed to be Mr. No censorship, freedom of speech, etc., etc., etc. Somebody tweaks you, and you pull the plug. Okay. Well, then Vivek Ramaswamy wants to weigh in, and of course, he makes all these analogy comparisons to TV shows from the 1990s. Obviously, what he remembers as a kid, and obviously, he is sharing what he went through, that his parents wouldn't let him watch certain shows because they wanted him to be smart, and that in turn, he got picked on for being the nerd. So really what we've got, and you're not going to like this, Elon, but this is like Revenge of the Nerds. And you got guys like old grizzled veterans like Steve Bannon. They are the old jocks who have made good in life, and they're not going to be told by the nerd class how they're going to live their lives. Now, that's the simple form of that, where we can all laugh and have a little fun with it. But the reality is this. The H-1B visas, it's a scam. And I agree with Steve Bannon on this one. Hey, Elon, you said that you're here as a result of the H-1B visa, and, you know, bravo, you have certainly come here and lived the American dream, and you have bettered the lives of those who work for you. So for that, we say thank you. Tesla, what you've done with SpaceX, and now Skylink, I mean, it's absolutely incredible. So on the one hand, we see that, yes, we're still very much a pro-immigrant country if you come here legally. And by the way, Donald Trump is not flip-flop on the H-1B visas. I've seen some headlines out there, he flip-flop, he's turned against MAGA. No, he's always been for it. But he's been for it because I don't think he's ever really had to think it all the way through of what George Bush's and Barack Obama's intents were in using it. And I think he thinks that it'll be a very small minority of so-called engineers coming here that are the best of the best in another country, and we'll bring them here. Now, certainly that has played into our history in the past. Let's get really honest here. We wouldn't have had a space program if we hadn't brought the Nazi scientists from Germany here, and they, the Werner von Braun's, created our space program. So we've done this in the past. But this idea that Vivek is trying to say that we have this culture thing where every American young person is lazy, he's mediocre, and he's only into, being a jock. There are certainly thousands of young people out there that you can't get to show up for work, et cetera, et cetera. That is a real problem, and Vivek is not wrong about that. But to say that the culture in these other places is better because they honor the valedictorians, therefore we need to bring them here. Well, Vivek, I believe you're of Indian descent, if I'm not mistaken. All those really smart people that you say are in India and need to come here, why haven't they figured out India's fact that it's, basically a glorified third world toilet? Oh, it is. Well, they got a lot of money over there in the hands of the few, the oligarchs. But it's very much your culture is a caste system. There's no middle class. There's no way for people to really embetter themselves and get out of the economic holes they're in, and they're starving because, the religious system there is they don't want to eat a dearly departed one in the form of a cow. So don't start telling me about how superior and smart your culture is, because you can't even figure out how to feed yourself. Yet you're going to come here and you want to be entrusted with all of our technology. That you guys have the true engineering whizzes that can make America great again. And again, this is where I agree with Steve Bannon. There is a reason China wants to continue to cozy up and steal our technology, because they haven't come up with all this great computer technology that they mass produce and thrust on the world. They stole it from us. The fact that the Wall Street Journal now is giving a big thumbs up to Donald Trump on this one with Elon Musk. There is a lot of truth to the fact that this is a way to bring over cheap engineers. And though you can point to NASA and say NASA was built by immigrant scientists, let's flip the script to today and look at Boeing and the billion-dollar lawsuits that they are facing over defective planes and crashes, and we find out that for the past couple of decades, they have farmed all of their engineering out to $9 an hour H-1B visa recipients. Bump, ba-dum, bump. Watched a video the other night on YouTube. Guys unboxing a $4,000 car from China. $4,000. A quick look at it, it looked like a Range Rover, about half the size of one. But then when they got in it and you could see that things on the dashboard didn't line up, and when you went to hit the gear shift, the whole center console just moved. It was just cheap crap. No real quality control there, because it's all pirated and stolen technology that they just cheapen. And Ellon, I got to ask the question, is that what you see for America? Is that what Make America Great Again is all about to you? I certainly don't think you want that when you're getting, spaceships ready to go into outer space, right? And I get it. You came here on an H-1B visa and you made good. Thank you. But to say that there is no grift, that there is no corruption in it, give me a break. And Vivek, to say that your culture is superior to our culture. Therefore, we need your culture to come here and show us how to be engineers again. Give me a break. Mr. President, if you have one weakness, it's you like to be liked. And you've got Ellon's attention, and he put $200 billion into your campaign, and I get it. He gets to have some influence. But be careful if he's not a Trojan horse on you. Because you've had a few of those in your administration, your first go-round. Do you really want to do this again? So please, this is about America first. Make America great again. And I do want to see Elon Musk be held into account, prove to us, show us everyone on your team that is here on an H-1B visa, show us what it is that they have done, and then let's see if we couldn't find an American to do the exact same thing. Because that's how the H-1B visa is supposed to work. That companies can't find these engineers, so they have to go elsewhere. Do we really believe that? Or do we really believe that they just want the labor cheaper? So what they're bringing here is basically glorified indentured servants, a modern techno slavery. The Silicon Valley just loves. It's why they liked illegal immigration. It's why they didn't have a problem with the southern borders being wide open. Well, this is just a different type of that. And Mr. President, that's not what you campaigned on. That's not why we stuck with you through what happened in 2020 and through the darkest days of 21 and 22 and 23 when they were bringing lawfare against you. We stood with you, and now you're bringing over African Americans, and you're bringing over Asian Americans and Latino Americans, and then to have Elon Musk throw out that the extreme MAGA is racist. Mr. President, I remind you who brought you to the dance. Elon's got your ear, and you like the fact that powerful, influential individuals are wanting to sit down with you. Bill Gates wants his Mar-a-Lago meeting. Isn't that something? See, these guys, they've tried to beat you, crush you, destroy you. So now what they've done, and this is obvious what they're going to do going forward, is they're going to ingratiate themselves to you now. And they're going to, without you even realizing it, get you to moderate and water down MAGA. Because you're going to welcome Bill Gates to the MAGA family, like you did Elon Musk. That's not what we voted for, Mr. President. Don't be duped.